light bills and all residential water bills, does that still apply?
No, it is not all. And I'm making that clarification now.
That's not a clarification, that's a change from what is in this document.
Just for the conversation to continue, I'm making this correction now, that it is the 360,000 households, which is represented.
Hold on, I'm so sorry, your line is going. Try again for me.
I said we're making that correction, that it is 360,000 households. That is basically middle managers, supervisors, teachers, police persons, entertainment practitioners, small entrepreneurs. They will be covered in more than 2/3 of the households. There's no way the leechings of this country need $4,000 from the government.
Yeah, but I want to say all, you know. That's why people's eyebrows went up. So how do you determine who qualifies and who doesn't?
165 kilowatt per month. That is a cutoff point. That's about 362,000 households in Jamaica. This manifesto is very well researched, Ms. Jackson Miller.
And yet important details like that are not in it.
But that is why we're happy for opportunities like this. It's very difficult to explain.
Mr. Crawford, you're listening to yourself?
But,
this manifesto was very well researched, and something as fundamental as the restriction on what had the entire country talking isn't here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You sure you weren't flying a kite yesterday to see what the reaction is and now
what
backtrack?
Benefit, what vote would you get from the upper 20% of Jamaica for $4,000? What vote could you get to fly a kite for the most wealthy in our society, the owners of land and the owners of capital, for $4,000? Could there really be an estimated benefit for $4,000 from the most wealthy in our society?
I have no idea.
No, unlikely. Could there really be for upper management, the persons getting commission from NCB and Scotiabank?
You sound like you're getting upset, you know. You are the guys who put out incomplete information, you know.
That we are focusing on the minor, because the major...
No, minor, no. Accuracy is not a minor thing.
All right. So can I just make...
You may.
Yes, the correction I'm making is that we are targeting this lower money.
I'm so sorry. I'm not interrupting you purposely, but I need my listeners to hear you. Can you please just take off Mr. Crawford and try to sort out his line as quickly as possible? All right. So we're talking to Damien Crawford, who chairs the PNP's manifesto committee. And I think every media outlet yesterday, when that statement came out from the PNP, were talking about this. You heard this. We have him back now? Sound better? Okay, let me let you go ahead.
Yes, Ms. Jackson. So therefore, we are saying that we are targeting those who are being affected by COVID directly and indirectly to extend our care package to those individuals. We're highlighting the affordability because the Jamaica Labour Party care package, which was between March and now, was $11.5 billion. Our calculations of 360,000 households, times 4,000 times 12 months.
Run those numbers again for me, I'm writing.
360,000 households times $4,000 times 12 months. That's 7.25. So we're saying basically $17.5 billion.
Hold on. Where's the 12 months?
In 6 months, the Jamaica Labour Party spent 11.5. And we
hold on. I hear you wanting to compare, but I really have to be focusing on the information you've sent out, because I started by saying, are you backtracking? And you said no. But everything you're saying now is a contradiction of what is in here. So, for instance, there is no time limitation in this 12-page document I'm looking at. So you are saying this would be just for 1 year.
Well,
starting when?
We said that there will be a review after a year. Without that, a flyer will not have all information.
This is not a flyer. It's a 12-page, presumably a part of your manifesto. This is not a flyer.
Can you give me an opportunity to explain, exactly what we're saying? Please.
Yeah, but you almost get attitude and put out something that don't have the information in there.
But I'm not being allowed to speak.
Go ahead.
We're saying simply that nobody can predict if COVID's tail, not just the health aspect, the economic aspect is going to be 1 year. So therefore, we will know if it is a V rebound, if it's a U rebound, or a J rebound by reviewing after a year. what everybody must accept that in a crisis situation, we must respond to that crisis. And there are many individuals that are now suffering and need immediate intervention. The Jamaica Labour Party did an intervention in a way that we felt was inefficient and inequitable, because they were asking you to apply for 10,000 and they reserved it for directly impacted groups, not considering indirectly impacted groups. Considering the indirectly impacted groups, we have targeted 2/3 of the households in the society, 360,000 households, to say that we will be giving them access to water as a basis of fighting COVID and access to electricity as a basis of coping with COVID. And that is what our proposal is and has been.
Okay. One last question on the isn't this a part of your manifesto?
It is a part of the manifesto.
So the 1 year limitation is where in it? Because I just did Control F with the word year and it didn't come up.
Mm-hmm. Well, it said yearly.
Where?
And that is because there is a review.
It said yearly where? Because that's not coming up in my Control F either.
All right. Then what did it say, Ms. Jackson?
Me, I wouldn't say to.
So I'm now establishing, just 12 hours after, that we will review after a year because we cannot predict when COVID ends.
All right. I have a listener asking though and pointing out that not everybody is an NWC customer. Does this mean that those people have no way of getting this assistance to cope with COVID?
They will not qualify under this particular assistance if they're not an NWC customer, but there's always within every government policy methods of appeal for a person to say, this is my situation, this is how it's different, and is there another method to satisfy my situation?
Appeal, but this isn't something you take into account when you're looking at the country as a whole, because there are large sections of this country that they get the water from all kinds of places that are not NWC.
And there are some possibilities. For example, that person may get the 4,000 directly into electricity alone, or that person, as I said, may have an appeal process because they might be getting from private individuals, etc., etc. What we have targeted is 360,000 households, the majority of which have NWC and the majority of which have general JPS electricity. So if there are outliers, as there always in every policy, there are appeal processes. Now, you cannot argue, Ms. Jackson Miller, that the majority of water access is based outside of the NWC.
I'm saying if I were not an NWC customer, as many of my listeners are, I would be asking, what about me? But I'm nearly out of time. So when would the year start? Say you win September 3. When would the year start?
Well, when we win September 3, we take government. I would assume by the end of October we'll be able to start. But I can't be confined. It's supposed to start the end of November. Is that an unreasonable start based on government's ability to kickstart
Mr.
all
Crawford, you have an issue with my asking you questions about the promises that you are making to the Jamaican public?
Why are you saying that?
The way you're asking the question, is that unreasonable? I'm simply asking you, when would you start?
I'm saying that I am predicting that if we win on the 3rd, then the October 31st might be a reasonable start time. But understanding how government gets kick-started and all the people have to be appointed and learn what is happening, it might be November. Right. So I'm not trying to have you time me to say how is it October 31st.
I'm not tired, I just ask you.
Yeah, man. So I'm just answering. Right. I'm really not having an attitude.
Okay.
I'm answering the question to say, let's not tie ourselves to a firm October 31st because it may be a month after, but not far after the election.
All right, I tell you what, I have to leave it there, but of course the economic and finance debate is this evening. Mark Golding will be participating for your party, Nigel Clark for the Jamaica Labour Party, and I'm sure these issues will come up. So let's all watch the debate and then we can continue the conversation. We appreciate your time as always. Thank you so much. Damon Crawford chairs the PNP's manifesto committee. Let me turn you over to Adrian with 6 o'clock news. When we come back, Earl continues his special electoral features.
Having a nagging plumbing problem your plumber can't seem to get right? Let that be a thing of the past. Stevens Plumbing Service and Cesspool MTL Limited will get it right. Call us at 925-1123. All our jobs are guaranteed. The time by Stevens Plumbing Service and Cesspool MTL Limited is 2 minutes past